Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with the first update for my Roulette Pan collab. This is a collaboration started by Alexi and Rebecca Morgan here on YouTube. Obviously you all know who they are already, but they will be linked down below in case you don't. I will also have the playlist with everyone else who is participating down below, so please go and check out everyone else's updates. But I'm just gonna jump into the video, but before I do so, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you in the family. But let's jump into the video. So you do work on 6 products in this project at any time. Obviously since last month was the introduction, I've been working on everything for 1 month now. So I'm going to start with the first product, which is my Mercury Retrograde palette by Huda Beauty. I rolled this in for something your favorite YouTuber is panning, and I didn't really specifically mention any YouTuber, but a lot of people that I love watching as well as just friends on YouTube absolutely adore this palette. So I wanted to roll this in because I haven't gotten enough use out of it, so I thought it was a good opportunity to do so. So I picked one of the shades in here, which is Gold Glitch, to try to pan on, and this is where I was with this eyeshadow at the last update. And since then I have used it 8 times, and as you can see down here, I was actually able to pan on it. So I had used this eyeshadow a couple times before rolling it in, and I've also found that the pans in the Huda Beauty palettes aren't too deep, as well as this is more of a kind of putty formula, so it moved around quite a bit and it was easy to kind of quickly get down in the pan, if that makes sense. So I was able to pan on it after 8 uses, and this will be rolling out and I will be replacing this at the end of the video. So the next product that I have is another eyeshadow, and I rolled this in for your least expensive palette, and I decided to work on one of my Colourpop 9pan palettes because those are the most affordable ones that I have in my collection, and I decided to go with the Golden Coconut palette. So I decided to roll in this shade. Actually I didn't think I said what shade I wanted to work on at last update. I said I wanted to play around with the palette and decide as I went, but quite early on I decided to go for the shade Palm Reader, so that's the one I decided to go for. I think I do have a before picture up here, so I'm going to insert that now. And since then I used it 20 times and I was again able to pan on it right there. This one was a beautiful in the corner shade, and I used it a lot, almost in every single look, but it did take quite a long time to pan on it. And obviously compared to, for example, the Huda Beauty palette, the pans in here are much deeper and the formula is a bit more firm as well. This specific shade is a bit more crumbly, but since I only used it in my corner, I was gentle with it and I always picked up the fallout around. So that's probably why it took a little bit longer for me to pan on this, but it wasn't a hassle at all because it was again something I could incorporate in every single look as an inner corner highlight. Next up we have another eyeshadow. I did roll in a lot of eyeshadows in this project, and the next product is for the prompt Something Brown. So I decided to roll in something from my Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette because this is a palette that I'm trying to get more pans on this year, and I decided to go with the dark brown in the palette, which is Cypress Umber, and this is where I was at the introduction. So again, since then I've been using it 13 times and that is where I am today, so I was able to pan on it again. Like I said, it took 13 times and that's not too much, but I feel like again with the dark kind of shades like this, you usually use a smaller denser brush, which means that you pan on it more quickly. And I also used this as an eyeliner a couple of times, which again helps because of a similar reason. So it took me 13 uses, but I did hit pan on this eyeshadow as well. So 3 eyeshadows with pan is amazing for 1 update and 1 month. So I'm really excited about that. I'm really pleased. I did pick really easy shades to incorporate in every single day looks as well. I mean, a dark brown, a light in the corner shade, and a gold shimmer is very easy shades for me to use, so I think that's why I was able to pan on all 3 of these. Next up we also have an eyeshadow prompt, but it's not with the goal of hitting pan, because I rolled in the prompt something you say for special occasions or something similar to that, and I decided to go with my Cleona eyeshadows, which I have in here. I actually have 2 palettes, but the other one just contains my iridescent shades, which I haven't used yet. But my goal with these was to reach for 10 of these shades that I had not yet used, so I wanted to get to know the formula more and yeah, reach for the shades. So like I said, wanted to use 10 of them, and so far I've reached for 3, so I'm getting there, but I still have quite a way to go. And again, I really do save these for special occasions. I actually would one of these in my last video going up, but I will swatch the 3 shades that I've used out so we can go through them together. So you can show them on my fingers first, but these are the 3 shades that I have used. So first here we have the shade Heiress, which is one of the hybrid multichromes. Here in the middle we have Ornamental, which is one of the glitter multichromes, and here we have another glitter multichrome in the shade Corrosion. So those were the 3 shades that I have used, and here you have them swatched on my hand. I hope you can see some of the shifts showing it like that, but I will insert a video with my phone just showing this but I will insert a video with my phone just showing the shifts a bit better. So these 3 shades are all kind of more everyday, easier shades to reach for, but I thought they were good to start with because they were things that I could actually incorporate in more everyday looks. I did still kind of wear most of these for special occasions. I wore the first one when I went to the office, which I don't do too often anymore, but Heiress is like a an orange to, it has like a green to orange to pink kind of shift. It's actually stunning and it was really pretty to wear. The second one, Ornamental, I wore, I can't remember when I wore that to meet up with some friends, which obviously with COVID it doesn't happen too often, although we have opened up more now, so we do see friends more often, but I did wear it at one of those occasions, so again, more of a special occasion than just sitting at home, which is nice. And then the last shade Corrosion I used actually yesterday, and it was actually in the video as well that I posted. And I did use this for when I saw my parents, because they are in London at the moment, and I haven't seen them for over a year, so I wore that for when I saw them. So again, they are kind of still for special occasion, but I'm trying to reach for them more, and I'm hoping to reach for even more than 3 by the next updates. So moving away from eyeshadow, we have 2 more products to go. The next one is this product here, which I rolled in for boring packaging, and that is my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. And I rolled this in for a goal of using it 30 times, and this is where I was when I introduced it, and this is where it is now. So I don't know if you can see any wear on it. I think I can see a little bit of wear, but I don't know if you can pick that up on camera. But I actually was able to use it 30 times. I used it the 30th time today, so I will be rolling this one out as well. I use this almost every single day when I did my makeup. I have been using this in combination with my bronzer, my Tahiti bronzer that I'm panning in my 21 in 2021. But usually what I did is, because that's a bit more pigmented as well as darker, so I usually use that just here, and then I use this bronzer to blend it out as well as on my nose a little bit. So that's how I've been using it, and it's also how I'm using it today. And I do really love this bronzer, and I feel like I'm happy that I have it in my collection. I waited for so long to try this out, but I am happy that I did, and I think this is definitely a bronzer that I'm going to go to once I finish off the other bronzer in my project pan. Then the last product that I have is my Clarins Instant Light Lip Perfector in the shade 02. And I rolled this in for the prompt, the only thing that I own from that brand, and this is the only thing I own from Clarins, that's why I rolled this one in. But I did roll this in with a goal of using it 100 times, and so far I have used this 21 times, so I am on my way to hit my goal, but I still have quite a way to go. But I also was panning another gloss in my 21 and 2021, but I have finished that up, so I think I will be able to reach for this even more coming up. But this is how much progress I was able to make, which is actually more than I thought I would. But I believe that in the beginning I did have an air bubble up here, which is probably why some of the progress was more significant, and also obviously the tube is thinner up here compared to down here. So I was able to make pretty decent progress, but I obviously have quite a way to go as well. So I actually was able to hit goal on 4 of the prompts, so I'm going to be rolling in 4 new items. So I'm going to put up my randomizer and we'll be rolling 4 numbers. And if I do roll something that I've already had, then I will just go again. So the first number that we're going to get is going to be number 82. Okay, so 82 I have not had. It is an item that makes you feel nostalgic, fond memories, or something from your past. So that's going to be the first one. So I'm going to mark that in my notes app, and we're going to go ahead and randomize the second number, which is going to be number 84. Okay, that's very close, but I think I haven't had that one either, which is your favorite nude, blush, lipstick, or polish. So yeah, that's going to be the second prompt that I roll in. Then we go ahead and roll the third number, and that is going to be number 36. Okay, so number 36 is a product from a controversial brand. That's a good one, and I think I know what I'm going to pick for that already. So the very last number that I'm going to roll is going to be number 42. And 42 is another one that I have not had yet, and that is a product you repressed / departed. So that is going to be the last one, and I'm going to go ahead and pick 4 new items for those prompts, and I will be right back. So I'm back, and I have my 4 products picked out. Again, I can't remember which order I picked everything, so I'm gonna go and just kind of by what I remember. So the first one I'm gonna go with is my favorite nude, which I decided to go with one of my lipsticks, and this is from MAC, and it's one of their matte lipsticks in the shade Canada Sexy. I absolutely love this lipstick, and it's one of my first kind of favorite nudes. When I tried this, I absolutely fell in love with this lipstick, and I knew that it was one of my favorites. It's a go-to that I reach for when I don't know what to reach for, and it is a beautiful nude. And as you can see, that there is the swatch of this lipstick, and I do not want to finish this because I have quite a lot left, and I also have quite a few lipsticks that I'm working on at the moment. So I do want to put a usage goal of using this lipstick 30 times. While we're on lipsticks, let's go with the other one. I decided to roll in this liquid lipstick right here from KVD Beauty, or formerly known as Kat Von D. Obviously Kat Von D is quite a controversial brand, and although they have rebranded, I feel like that's probably the most controversial brand that I have in my collection, apart from probably P. Louise. But I'm not ready to work on my P. Louise bases yet, and I also have another thing that I'm working on as an eye primer, so I'm not gonna go with that. So I think this is probably the best option that I have, and I decided to roll in the shade Bow and Arrow, which is ironically another nude, but I wanted to work on this because it's a beautiful nude for autumn, because it is a bit more kind of grey toned, but I will swatch this one out as well so you can see what it looks like. So there you have the Kat Von D lipstick. I feel like they look quite similar on camera, but they are definitely very different nude. This one is more of a peachy kind of nude, and this is more of a brownie kind of, almost like a brownie grey kind of nude. They are both beautiful, but I feel like I can work with these on different looks, so I'm happy with rolling both of them in. And while we're saying 30 uses, let's just put 30 uses on this lipstick as well, so both of these are going to have 30 uses to each. Then I have 2 more products to go, and I decided to roll in 2 more eyeshadows because I'm clearly insane, and I decided to go with this palette right here for something that makes me feel nostalgic, because it's a product that makes you feel more makeup nostalgic than the Naked palette by Urban Decay. Probably not, and I do kind of want to hit pan on as many eyeshadows in here as possible this year, and as you can see currently it's going quite well. But I decided to roll in another shade in here to work on, and the shade I decided to go with is probably the easiest one for me that is left in here, and that is Virgin right here. So I'm going to roll in this eyeshadow. There isn't too much use out of it, but I feel like I can easily incorporate this in a kind of highlight, or even a highlight on my face if I want to. So I will try to pan on that eyeshadow. And there you have the swatch of Virgin. The next thing that I'm rolling in is another eyeshadow, because it is the Prompt Something That You Have Deposited or Repressed. And I decided to go with a shade that I have depotted, and that is this Brow Bone shade right here from the Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette. It is the only Wet n Wild shade that I have left that I have not panned on yet. But it's a beautiful kind of taupey shade. I absolutely love this, but as you can see there's not too much use out of this. But I decided to roll this in more as a gimme product, because the pans from the Wet n Wild palettes are very thin, so I know it's not going to take me very long to pan on this. And I also feel like it's a beautiful color for more cool tone looks, so I think it's going to be a nice one to roll in. And there at the bottom you have the Wet n Wild eyeshadow. So those are the 4 things that I'm decided to roll into this project. I think they're all going to work really well, and they're all kind of easier shades and products to work on. 30 uses on both of the lip products, and then pan for both the eyeshadows, and I think I should be able to hit that goal definitely before the finale. So with that, that is it for my update. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and otherwise I will catch you in my next one. Bye guys!